welcome to another episode of the Mighty Movie Pod. My name is Ryan. Who's that?
Oh my god, that was almost what's his name? Let's get ready to rumble status. Hello.
Yeah, Michael Buffer
Michael Buffer.
or Bruce Buffer. I don't know.
I was gonna say is
they
it Bruce
both do
Buffer?
it.
Yeah, I was gonna say
It's
they
like his
both
half
do it.
brother.
One of them does it on a car commercial now. It's like, let's get ready to buy a car or something like that.
I think it's Michael Buffer. So
Is it
Michael
Mike
Buffer
Yeah.
is You Don't Mess with the Zohan.
Yes.
Bruce Buffer is Donnie Dumphy. Like my buddy Bruce Buffer.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I don't know why. If they're really friends.
Which one does the
Does like the premiere boxing? It's Michael Buffer usually,
it?
but they get Bruce Buffer to do like the other shit.
Yeah.
By the way, I was talking about Kingdom Hearts that one episode,
Yeah.
the one entitled Kingdom Hearts is Dumb, and I said
The one of the same name.
I said it was definitely Tim Allen. It's not Tim Allen, but that guy does a really good Tim Allen. It's not Tim Allen, and I said I wasn't into Woody, but it actually is.
Tom Hanks.
It actually is Tom Hanks' brother.
Oh shit.
Who's been known to do like the smaller Toy Story movies like
so basically he just made a career out of making fun of his brother's voice.
Yes, basically. So it's funny, the guy who should sound better than the guy who I don't even know who it is. It's weird.
That's crazy.
I just thought I would say that. Speaking of corrections, Josh,
That's crazy. Oh, and I have a correction to make.
you said some shit that is just unforgivably
That was just
stupid.
unforgivable. My sexist isms and my misogyny is just apparent. I cannot remember the name of Captain Marvel's former characters. She was, in fact, Miss Marvel, and I kept saying things like Marvel Girl, who is Jean Grey's former identity. It's her very first
Power
moniker.
Girl.
And Power Girl, who is a DC character. Famous for having DC's largest set of boobs.
Oh,
Did I say boobs?
you said boobs, but I was like, I get it. That's how big they were.
Well, yeah, they're boobs.
They
They're
got an
half
extra
breast,
letter.
half boob.
Yeah. I didn't even realize you were trying to say breasts and then change it.
Yeah,
I
boobs.
was like, I thought he was just saying
I
boobs.
was trying to say, I was going to say boobs, but then it came out boobs.
So there we go. There's a correction. It's not anything important.
Yeah.
You didn't say some shit about Taskmaster that wasn't true.
No.
That would have been crazy.
No, God, you would have killed me for that. And I would have just ended
Actually,
if I had said anything
Josh.
bad about MODOK.
Actually, Josh.
He has a photographic memory.
Yeah. Okay. He could just watch a videotape of Captain Marvel and kick her ass. All right. Although I doubt it. It doesn't really work that way.
No,
not with Captain Marvel.
Not with Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
She's got shooty parts.
I don't think he can.
No.
Anyway,
Yeah, no, that's a different, yeah.
that's a whole different deal. It's not like he gains powers.
Yeah, no, he gets better athletically.
He just can. He basically can just fight better than everybody else.
He just watches Kobe
or
Bryant
learn
play
how to.
basketball.
Yeah, or learn how to. Yeah, exactly. He watched Kobe Bryant. He watched the whole Los Angeles Lakers.
Yeah, you just watched
team,
the whole
and he went there and he
championship team.
schooled them like fucking like the Monstars, just killing them.
Speaking of which, are you ready to accept that Space Jam 2 is a real thing?
Absolutely not.
It's happening.
I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah,
the Aladdin trailer came out today, and it actually didn't look like crap because all the other teasers looked really bad.
Yeah, really bad. I didn't see the new trailer, but it was just kind of like...
No, it actually looks like Aladdin, which fucking A, you know?
Yeah, well, what cracks me up is I don't know what I want from these. Because, like, Beauty and the Beast was just the animated movie in live action. I was like, this is kind of dumb.
Yeah.
And then Jungle Book was nothing like it. And I was like, this is great.
Yeah.
You know? And I'm just like...
This one is kind of just the movie, I think, but a little different. I don't know.
Yeah.
It just looked... It looked fun.
They
it
did
didn't...
another one that was such a big departure from the original storyline. I can't remember what it was. It was awful. I hated it. I can't think of what the one was.
I haven't watched a lot of them.
Pete's Dragon was really good, and Cinderella was really good, and the Jungle Book was really good.
I heard Pete's Dragon was good. That's the guy who did Ghost Story.
Is it? Well,
With,
dude, honestly, now I get it because I get Ghost Story. Pete's Dragon's very similar. It's just quiet, follows its own kind of pace, and then it's kind of over. You know,
Yeah.
There's not a lot of. It's a
shot in
quiet,
4x3.
it's a quiet, quaint movie. You know?
Yeah.
It's great. I liked it a lot.
I'll have to check it out. I did like
Definitely.
Ghost. I did like Ghost Story. I could tell it's not for everybody.
And I liked the design of Pete. I like that he wasn't not Pete, or Elliot, the dragon. He's not your.
He's Pete's dragon. Okay,
Yeah,
I was
he's
like,
Pete's
how was his
dragon.
name not Pete? And I was
Yeah,
like, wait,
yeah.
it's Pete's
Well,
dragon.
that was the thing. I did the same thing. I was just like, I like Pete the dragon. I was like, no, it's Pete's dragon. Wait, no, his name's Pete. And then I was like, no, his name's Elliot. Elliot's the dragon.
His name's Puff, bro.
Yeah, that's Puff the Magic Dragon.
Oh.
No, I like Elliot's design in the movie because he's furry. He's a furry dragon. He's like Furry Willis.
Furry Willis.
Furry Willis.
All the shit.
Yeah. Anyway, we
That sounds
watched
awesome.
2 movies.
We did.
We watched one that we promised we would talk about, and
Absolutely.
one by just like whatever. Let's do
Just
it.
I finally was like,
Yeah,
ugh.
you
I should
finally
do
pulled
this.
the trigger on it. You couldn't wait any longer.
Okay, let's start with what was promised. Ooh, we're keeping up to our promises. That being said, you know what? There was a lot of extra listens on the last episode.
We're there.
There were hundreds, in fact.
Cool. Thank
Yeah.
you.
So I don't know how that happened, but thanks. I'll have to look into that some more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nobody really shows up. I don't know what to do now.
I don't know what to do. So we'll see if that carries on or if there was some view botting or
Yeah,
something
yeah.
going on. So
Thanks for the effort.
you jerks. Let's talk about Captain Marvel. Excuse me. Let's talk about Captain Marvel.
You got a little verklempt about it.
This is the part where I asked Josh what he thinks. Unfortunately, I already know what Josh thinks, so I'm going to turn off his microphone here for a second. And I'm going to have a very short, uninterrupted little thing here.
I can sit here quietly.
All right, I won't
Did you
turn it off.
my mic?
I didn't.
You son of a bitch.
I did not. That'd be dumb. Anyway, I have pretty short thoughts on the movie. It's fine. Like,
real quick. My ire has lowered.
oh, okay, that's good. Well, I plan on having a discussion after this.
Yeah.
But
No. Go ahead.
I know it's going to branch more out of what you think because I'm pretty meh on the
Yeah.
whole thing. In fact, so the movie's fine. In fact, it's probably the most Marvel movie that's ever Marvel movied, but it doesn't do every single one of them well, yet trying to do them all. It's really strange. I like it more than other origin stories within this Marvel Cinematic Universe because it's not good. She actually doesn't actually have a character, really, which is weird because that's normally how these movies work. But
It's weird that she doesn't have a character in a character-driven piece.
that's weird. But I really liked that. So, for instance, I enjoyed it more than Black Panther. Everybody gasp. But
yeah, no. See, okay,
But
we're gonna meet in the
yes,
middle on this. one, I
okay,
think.
but I'm sure, and I'm ready for this discussion. But I liked it was the story, the plot structure was non-linear. It was kind of to really no real reason, but I liked it. It was more interesting, and I thought as a film, this is the first one where I'm like, oh my god, they filmed this in a city, not on a soundstage with fucking green screen put up. Sure, there's plenty of that. They're in space.
Where Burbank?
They were, yeah, dude. They were in the Mojave Desert. They were in the middle of fucking like Burbank or like Pasadena or
I
like
was gonna say,
somewhere
'cause
in
I
that
recognize
area.
the metro.
Mhm,
Yeah.
yeah. And like that was cool. And I liked how this one wasn't graded exactly the same as all the other movies. It was a lot more true to life. It was more muted, but like it was all very clear and vivid, but it wasn't the oversaturated vividness of some of these other color graded.
It was set in the 90s and it looked like a 90s movie.
Which is fair. And
that's not me dogging on
No,
it.
no, no,
I actually
absolutely
liked that.
not. There
I
was a
thought
little
that
bit
was
of
cool.
theme going on there. They didn't carry on with it. It kind of
It falls apart.
It
almost
falls apart
immediately.
into more cheapness at certain parts. I thought that it was enjoyable, but it was kind of dumb, kind of bad, kind of pointless, and I don't understand how anybody could hate this movie. It's not even worth it. There's not too much to hate. It's just kind of the parts that are bad are just kind of dumb or kind of just like the movie's just lacking in a lot of places. But overall, I was like, hey, I'm actually impressed that this isn't garbage. because I wasn't, everybody said that it was going to be
Because
garbage.
it was blown into the it sounded like it was gonna be.
But it's so funny that it's like the most Marvel-y movie ever, and like
doesn't do
but
it
every
well at
but
all.
it failed. But while trying to do everything, it tried to do Guardians of the Galaxy, tried to do Captain America,
Iron
it tried to
Man.
do everybody, it tried to do Iron Man,
Tried to do Thor.
it tried to do Thor in certain places, the whole fish out of water thing, not all of them worked. I think this is the first one that like I didn't really laugh at any of the jokes. I think that's probably the biggest one.
I actually said, "Oh no, that one."
I called one. I called one, and I was like, you know what though, like Stranger Things or one of these other '80s nostalgia bullshit would not be above that joke. So, I'll give it a pass.
There was a lot of that going on that was like very.
Yeah,
Keep
but
going, keep going.
anyway,
Finish up
no.
your
That's I said I'd keep it short. The short answer is like, it is so whatever that I don't see how anybody could get too upset. I just go, that was fine. Like, Black Panther was frustrating because it was actually legitimately bad in places. Like, it looked bad sometimes.
It looked bad a lot.
It had bad action. This has a section that I think looks kind of bad. It's CG related, so
the CG in the movie's awful.
there's not.
It's
But luckily,
pretty
there's
bad.
not too much of it until the end,
Yeah.
which is where it looks bad.
Yeah.
And
Anytime
then-
she powers up, it looks really bad.
And then this didn't have just I'm you, but the opposite of you, and you have to learn to. It had a non-linear plot structure, which isn't very good, but it's different than just doing Black Panther
tried.
again.
They tried.
And it wasn't just like, and now I'm going to beat up anti-Black Panther and all that interesting shit.
I'm
gonna
punch
ignore it.
bad Iron
I'm gonna
Man.
ignore it,
Yeah.
and we're just gonna fight with rhinoceroses or bad Iron Man's here, and I'm gonna punch him. This did that, but it was more interesting, and it had Orville aliens in it. So let's get into it because I want to start talking crap about the movie. Like, but I wanted to let everybody know the movie is actually pretty decent. It's entertaining to watch. It doesn't have a feminist message almost at all. So that's all put. That's
Well, I
I'll
mean,
just put upon it.
See, I would disagree with you there. Not
but-
entirely. Not entirely.
It's bad because I think that'd be giving it too much credit. There's actually a character in this. It makes me wish that she was fleshed out, like Ned or whoever the fuck Rachel McAdams' character was in
Doctor Strange.
This is the worst side character that's ever been in any of them. She's not a character. She's people can be mad at me. She's bordering on tokenism. It's true. Her fucking pilot friend,
Yeah.
Rambo. The only reason I know her
she's
name is because
only-
it's dumb.
She's only there to introduce her daughter,
Yeah.
who eventually becomes Captain Marvel.
Okay, that's fine. But
Yeah, but which I
Like I
don't know
said-
where that timeline enters in because she was Captain Marvel. She was also Photon.
yes. But okay, spoilers
That's
from
her
here.
kid.
Spoilers from here on out, by the way. Spoilers, you're warned. Yeah, but also Marvel was also a man. So
Yeah, well, and dude, they did a good job because he was listed on IMDb as Marvel, and now he's Yondar,
Yeah, or whatever his
Yon
fucking
Rad,
name
or whatever
was.
the hell his name is.
yeah.
Fucking
Josh, what did you think? Obviously, I said I already knew, but
yeah.
we
Well, when
have
I walked out of the
listeners.
movie, I fucking hated it. I thought it was really bad. I was really mad. It borderlined on Suicide Squad to me.
That's right.
As a movie, not. I don't fucking care about
No,
feminist.
we're not.
agendas and
No,
shit.
we're not talking about that, and that's why I didn't even want to say that.
The only thing that I get, the
About
only
the
thing
side
that I will
character.
say regarding that is it did a lot of what I was afraid Wonder Woman would do, and Wonder Woman did none of.
Wonder Woman's a better movie, obviously.
Oh, it's a way better movie, and like, but this one, like, what do you think they call the cockpit? And then the
Yeah.
guy, hey, toots, want to ride on my slip and slide?
Yeah,
and
which
all that
is-
shit. And I'm just like, Jesus. Fucking
It's a
Christ.
classic. It's a lazy but classic.
It's so heavy-handed. It's
archetype, but I felt like setting in the '90s kind of worked
I guess
because
yeah,
she's
but
like,
it's
"I'm
just,
a girl." Like I've watched plenty of movies like that, so I didn't get too upset about it. But it's
I
lazy.
guess
That's
if you-
not a character.
I guess if you look at it
It's a
as
caricature.
that, yeah, as like it's a '90s movie and stuff, like that makes a little sense. But to me, it's like, is this like a '90s comedy? Because like that's not a real like not every movie did, this. I didn't know what tonally this movie's
No.
awful. It's everywhere.
And I didn't know if it was, and I didn't bring this up, Brie Larson's performance is uneven at best.
Dude, she was horribly miscast.
Yeah,
I like Brie Larson a lot.
Yeah.
Should not have been in this movie.
But she's kind of a weird person
She's
in her
very
real
weird.
life.
She's kind of. I don't know if she's. I don't want to say she's smug, but she comes off like that.
I might say that because Jennifer Lawrence used to be very likable. Everybody really liked her.
Yeah.
She won her Oscar for Best Actress.
Oh, yeah.
And then like she'd be in interviews like kind of just being a bitch.
Jonah Hill.
Yeah.
Jonah Hill.
Or whoever. You know what I mean? And like now Brie Larson's kind of doing it.
It's
but
funny.
she's doing it like it's a joke, but I don't find her funny.
You know who would have done it, honestly, I think a little bit better? Emma Watson. Not Emma Watson, Emma Stone.
Emma Stone. See, in Maniac though, I also was confused by Emma Stone.
Oh, yeah.
I don't...
Well, I thought she was supposed to suck in Maniac. Like, she's supposed to be a bitch.
Well, that's why I don't want to put everything on Brie Larson.
No.
It is directed by co-directors, which
and
could be a thing, but
and
then again, tell that to the Coen brothers.
Have you ever seen Half Nelson or It's Kind of Funny Story?
No.
They're both kind of mumblecore kind of movies, which this movie's not, which is why a lot of the quieter moments between her and Fury, they seem really odd that they're in this movie, but they kind of are nice. That's why those scenes are good, because that's what they're good at. Their fight scenes are awful across the board. It's not just the fact that Brie Larson is not doing any of those fight scenes. She's doing, it's the Scarlett Johansson thing. It's not like Gal Gadot out there whooping ass.
Yeah.
But,
Well,
no, it's
Israeli military. Though,
yeah,
whatever.
yeah, right. This is
Brie Larson.
Yeah,
Southern
Brie Larson,
California.
yeah,
actress.
girl from Sacramento. Yeah. No.
Anyway, continue. I just wanted to bring that up. That
Yeah.
her performance is whatever.
It's all over the place. The writing's all over the place.
Well, that's the
though,
thing.
too.
I don't know if that's the direction. I don't know if that's the acting. I don't know if that's the writing. It's just like, here's a line and it seems out of place. And I thought this from the trailers. Some of the line delivery in the trailers, I was like, this must be
and it's
cut
you
awkwardly
could,
or
honestly, if you
something.
watch the trailer, you've seen the fucking movie.
For the most
it's,
part.
It's if
like
you,
I said, there's some winding, which I enjoyed enough.
Yeah.
As the plot structure goes.
And I'm not going to get into my nerd argument about the Kree and the Skrulls, like because just right off the bat, they both fucking suck. There is no the poor Skrulls. The Skrulls are dicks.
No,
they're awful, and the
I-
Kree are just as bad. And the only good guys are people.
I was expecting the double cross. I really was.
I'm expecting that possibly in whatever sequel they make, where they find out the Skrulls are still
because I
shitty.
want to know why she's been gone for so long, despite Fury. I told you spoilers. Despite Fury not calling her,
Yeah.
you know what I mean. You feel like she might want to check in back home.
Yeah. I know.
Her friend and other Captain Marvel or whatever.
Little Captain Marvel Jr.
Yes.
I would like to see Monica come in because I like Monica, but Monica's a little girl right now.
I think
so.
the character.
I would also love to see Cassie, Ant-Man's kid, show up and be the I think Giantess is her name or
Giantess?
something.
Ooh.
I can't remember what they named her. It was something. She got big. She didn't get small. She got big. I'd love to see
This is
Cassie
less
show up.
interesting, but still cool.
I'd like to see Cassie do that at one point, but like that's like fucking unless they reboot everything and just make them.
Yeah, I was gonna say let's not get too ahead of ourselves.
Yeah, like I said, I was trying to keep it at a minimum. But no, it's just I had a complaint because I was just like, what the fuck? You can't sell me that Skrulls are good. You know, the Skrulls are awful.
And the funny thing about that too is like, all right, let's sit down and talk. And while they're like talking, they try to do a little comedy with it. And it felt with the makeup, which wasn't bad. I
think it was the teeth.
It was something the way they graded it, which I like it. But in these
the
scenes,
Skrulls looked great.
Yeah, in these scenes, it made it seem like I was watching an episode of The Orville
It did.
because they were just green aliens and they're just talking and making kind of little quippy jokes. And I was like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, this is weird.
When is this double cross going to come?
Yeah.
Because like we all know the Kree are bad guys. I mean, shit, her team has one of the first bad guys you see in Guardians of the Galaxy on it.
Well, it's not, the Kree aren't bad guys. They're just assholes.
Yes, which
And like
I thought the Supreme Intelligence.
Yeah.
they did a good job with
it
whoever
was
the
much-
actress was that played Marvel.
that's
I know she's
Annette Bening.
Yeah, Annette Bening. Thought they did a good job of just kind of like she's kind of freaking you out. Like you get she's a
Is it me or
scary
did
robot.
she look like David Bowie?
A little bit, yeah, a little bit.
Dude, my friend's sitting there and he's just like, we can be heroes. You know, it's just like referencing Bowie songs every time she showed up. Ziggy played guitar, you know, which was really funny.
Man. And if we want to get on nerd complaints, like that comic book shit there, that's a little bit off of my level. But they threw continuity out the window a little bit.
Yeah, dude. Okay, I haven't even scratched the surface, dude. It's just like I have a lot of issues. I've calmed it down, and I'm just like, dude, it's just a dumb fucking movie, and I don't.
That's
like
the thing.
It. I don't like it.
Yeah,
but I'm going to forget this movie,
exactly.
and that's what sucks.
And it's like,
I'm
dude,
going to forget about Marvel's first attempt at a female character, and I thought that should be a little bit better done. You know, I'm just hoping that the Russo brothers do her better.
Yeah.
Which they did with Strange. And
with Doctor
Strange, I think, is a better film than this one. But I agree with you 100% about Black Panther. It's better than Black Panther. Black Panther is the biggest waste.
Yes. And
it makes me sad.
But Black Panther himself is a much cooler
Black
character.
Panther is a great character and had a much better showing in Civil War, and that's why I'm hoping that she has a much better time around in Endgame, because like Strange was great in Infinity War. Black Panther was great in Civil War. I'm hoping that like it's just, I don't know, what am I going to say? The Russo brothers should just make all the movies from now on. That's not fair, even though like I believe that.
Yeah, I mean, ooh, sorry. I mean,
and fucking the director that made Black Panther made Creed.
Yeah,
and I fucking love.
No,
Creed.
and that's why Black Panther was such a disappointment for me.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
I don't know, man. I understand you like Doctor Strange more than this, and that's perfectly fine. That's the thing. This is art. It's subjective.
Yeah.
I think objectively, this movie is not made any worse than any of like a Thor 2 or an Iron Man 2 or a fucking, and I know I'm bringing up sequels, or Doctor Strange or a Black Panther.
But you have a point here, and it's just, if you think about it, this is like the 0.5 between Infinity War and Endgame. The only reason this really exists is to explain why Captain Marvel is showing up in Endgame.
This late in the game,
which I feel like they should have done in Endgame and just gone with that.
This late in the game, it's kind of unacceptable to have such a piss poor character development and story arc.
She feels like a side character in the movie in which she's supposed to be the main character.
No, for sure. Her character development is that
all over the place.
She's a girl, and this is a classic cliche trope where it's like she's a girl who wants to roll with the boys, and they're like, no, you have a vagina, you can't. And she's like, well, I'll show you.
This is what I was talking about.
But she only does that in flashbacks, and she has no motivation to be heroic. It seems like every interaction with Marvel was just, I like to fly planes, and I'm here so I can fly planes. There's no motivation for her to be heroic.
Change up the origin story and not make it suck, and it's like, no, I needed you to go from A to B. Actually,
yeah. So I guess there's no there is no pleasing you. Because, and I'm talking about us, because I would have been mad if they would have done the proper character development, and I would have been bored, and then they don't do that, and then I go, she's not even a character. Why does she even care about helping people?
If they had, do you remember like Quill's fucking origin story where he does the thing and he gets abducted? Give me a little bit of that just right off the bat. Boom. Or like the cold open for Iron Man 1 where you just see him blow up or whatever. I got it. I understood what was going on, and I understood where we were going from there. You didn't need to go, but we didn't need to go all back and watch it with the kids and stuff like that. But give me, maybe somebody's giving her the razzle at about being a lady and stuff. But then she goes with Marvel. They go do the thing. Boom. She becomes the Supergirl. Or whatever, and then she wakes up, but she's on the Kree world, and we don't know what the fuck's going on.
Yeah.
Then we're on the ride for her, and we're waiting for her to come to that realization, but it's all over the place. We don't know what happened to her. All of a sudden she's there, and then the Skrulls grab her. Spoilers abound, by the way.
Yes.
Skrulls grab her. You get that mind wipe thing or whatever, and we're supposed to piece it all together, and then we know what's going on, but we're not. There's no real.
We're not completely sure.
Nobody's invested.
And then when it comes together, and I did like that, and that was one of the '90s kind of jokes that I did like. Only because in context with the other movies, they're always like, it's this guy, and they're throwing him up on screens, and they're loading everything up. Like he puts in the CD-ROM, they're just sitting there, and they're like, what's going on? He's like, it's loading. And I'm just like, yeah, it's loading.
That was I was really tired by that point. I also, okay.
My theater
I'm
going
almost as all over the place as this fucking movie is.
Which is fair.
My theater going experience was the worst fucking thing I've ever had. I told my friend straight up, I can't wait for Endgame because I'm so sick of seeing movies with other Marvel fans.
Yeah.
I fucking hate these people, dude. This kid's just sitting there in the background shouting out things as it happens. Oh, that's the Avengers protocol. Oh, he's got 2 eyes in this movie. Do you think he's going to get an eye patch in this one? They got to explain it. Oh, that's Marvel. And I'm just like, oh my God, shut the fuck up, dude. You're so annoying. And then this creepy hobo lady is sitting next to me. And at the end of the movie, she reaches over and puts her hand on mine. And I said, what are you doing? And she said, was it everything that you dreamed it would be? And I pulled my hand away and I said, no, don't touch me. I felt violated.
Somebody there who's clearly adult, who's having enjoyment out of some of the dumber bits of it, makes them feel way dumber.
See, I thought that, but then it's...
Because here's the thing.
I don't know if he was being a dick or not.
Probably not.
I wanted to punch him in the face till he stopped talking.
Everybody in my theater is a packed theater. In fact, we had
a packed theater.
I was eating... Yeah, well... This was on a Sunday. I was eating
it blew my mind for
7:30 at like 1:00 in the afternoon. The time had just changed. Don't judge me. And
so we would have been eating it at noon,
which is perfectly fine for a Sunday. It's called brunch when you read a book. So I'm like, okay, well, we got a couple screenings here: 2:30, 3:30, like 4. They were all completely sold out. I couldn't get a seat. So I had to watch it at 7:00 at night. It was still full. So I'm like, all right.
Well, I knew it blew past a lot of stuff.
For sure. But anyway,
despite the fan outrage,
boycott.
Yeah, are we going to talk about the manufactured bullshit?
No, because I know more about it now. I know more about it now. But
she kind of shot her mouth off and everything. Yeah. But like at the same time, like it's just like what?
I want to keep it to the movie because who cares?
Yeah.
Like the movie's out.
Okay, so I thought,
hang on. Sorry, I had a full theater, but everybody was very respectful.
God, good for you, dude.
But at the very end, I did have one guy go, "Oh, Avenger," and I was like, "Bro, like, come on."
See, I'm making.
Come on, we get it. And I'm like, real. I'm like, see, this guy gets it. He wants to be in Josh's theater.
He's just sitting there going, "Oh, I knew it. And I'm just like, I'm gonna fucking punch you, dude.
It's like, yeah, dude,
shut up.
Yeah,
it's
bro.
Like, that's the Tesseract.
We knew
that's the Tesseract.
Speaking of, oh my God, like I said, we're all over the place. But that's what this movie.
The movie's all over the fucking place. It's explaining things that don't need explanations. It's retconning things that don't need retconning. It makes her way more important than she needed to be. Like, she just needs to be another hero.
Agreed.
She doesn't need to be the reason we have the Avengers Protocol. It's the whole idea of the movie is the reason. She doesn't have to be the name of the Avengers Protocol.
No, that's dumb. Especially when you named the first Captain America.
The Captain America, the first fucking Avenger. Yeah.
So they'll have to rename that one. So it wouldn't be the first time. Live, die, repeat. Let's not all forget.
Oh my God.
So anyway,
that's a terrible mistake. Did you know they're making a sequel too?
Yeah,
I don't know what they're gonna do.
I look forward to that.
I want to see it, but I don't know what they're gonna do.
Agreed. So maybe I don't look forward to that.
Yeah.
So
anyway,
okay. First of all, funny joke. I mean, Winter Soldier is one of the best movies. Like a very good movie and probably one of the best Marvel movies. Uh,
Definitely one
there's
of the
a
best
line in the
comedy
movie where he says, "Last time I trusted somebody, I lost an eye," and I think that that's very funny.
Yeah, is that the cat that you trusted?
Yes, yes. So I agree that joke's funny. The cat overall, like I said, it still felt like an Orville joke where the aliens are scared of the cat, but then
Yeah.
apparently cats. Either that cat's an
It's-
alien.
I think it's that
or
cat
cats
because he says at one point that's not a cat. That's a
That's something, and then they scan it and they say that it has a high risk.
Yeah.
And it eats
so
some
it's
guys.
not all cats. It's just that fucking cat.
Yeah, why in that cat? There's a lot of plot convenience in this movie,
There's a lot of plot convenience in this movie.
which is something.
So many that MacGuffin's Ex Machinas.
But yes, Ex Machina and MacGuffin. Well, the thing is Marvel. I don't know why they couldn't just think of another MacGuffin.
yeah.
So the MacGuffin ends up being the Tesseract for about the 50th time, and he said in Avengers, and this is dumb that I remember all this shit. He says we found it in the ocean. We found it in the ocean. He didn't find it in the fucking ocean. He found it from some Kree that Captain Marvel just hands it to him.
Yeah.
Because it was
and then
up
the
in
cat
a,
puked it up.
and then the cat pukes it up on his desk. So why he lied to Captain America, I have no idea.
Because he's always lying to Steve.
He
That was
is
the
al-
whole point
he
of
is
Winter
always
Soldier.
lying to Steve, which is
Everybody
true.
lies to Steve. That's why he has trust issues.
It's true. So he just had the Tesseract. So basically how
And they should have found it in the. Oh my god!
How she got the Tesseract,
It totally
I
makes
don't know.
First Avenger irrelevant.
No, because exactly the Red Skull had the cube
And dropped it in the ocean.
and dropped it in the ocean. So then she got it, I'm guessing, and then gave it to Fury. But also the Kree were looking for
Oh
it
my
because they wanted a light
God.
speed engine, yet they travel across the galaxy just fine. So I was very confused about that as
This
well.
fucking movie. Yeah, they have jump gate technology. What do you need to fucking? Was it to keep the scrolls from jump gate technology?
I don't know.
Also, I liked Ronan in the movie. I wish he'd been there more. I liked seeing him being an accuser. The only and a nerd complaint, I was like, nobody fucking tells an accuser what to do except for the fucking yeah. Anyway,
The Supreme Intelligence.
the Supreme Intelligence.
Okay.
Yeah, it's nerd complaints. Those are
Yeah.
so stupid. They're irrelevant.
Irrelevant.
But no, it felt like Suicide Squad to me. So many pop songs because it's the 90s. And there's so many references because it's like the girl's just like, you're not going to do anything. You're going to sit here and watch Fresh Prince with me because it's the 90s. Wink, wink.
I mean,
shut the fuck up.
That shit doesn't bother me
Dude,
because
it was just like, remember AOL? Remember the mall?
I mean, you can't really be mad at that shit when fucking Guardians of the Galaxies is doing it into your face nonstop.
See, the thing about the Guardians of the Galaxy is like, I don't know, it's
Bringing up Footloose and shit and fucking
okay.
playing pop song.
No,
I'm
those
just-
are terrible. Those are
Yes.
terrible. The terrible references are awful, but the music at least is character defined.
I was about to tell you the music is stupid.
Like, why is
Like,
she having a fight scene
to no doubt?
To No Doubt? I'm just a girl when she didn't leave there in the 90s. That song came out in like 92, 93. She left in 89.
That one is just dumb. All the rest were kind of just like we're just playing the music. The music was like in the scene,
that was interesting because they would like turn the radio off and then the music would shut off. I thought that was kind of cool, but like at the same time, I'm like, oh my god, it was getting to Suicide Squad levels where it's just like we have to put music here.
Yeah.
Throw a pop song in. Throw a pop song in.
The difference there being that it wasn't clearly added after the fact.
Yeah, it
At
wasn't.
least it was written that
Yeah,
way.
it wasn't like they cut Queen in the center of it and just like suddenly started playing Dio or something, you know? Yeah,
exactly.
yeah. No, and then like I did really, really, really like the "Come as You Are"
Yeah, no, I
in
thought
that scene.
was
I
good.
thought that was really interesting. It was sinister almost.
Yeah.
It was very unworldly. It was very cool. But dude, just it was hitting that level to me where I was like, this movie's all over the place. These references are out of control. This music is just driving me insane. I get it. It's the 90s. Pump the brakes. Let's stop with the like, oh look, it's Street Fighter 2. You know, it's calm down.
I will tell you this. I think if you watch it again, you will realize that there's really not that much of
It
that going
felt
on.
like it was just throwing it out there, and there's like 90s.
Because I expected it, and then it was like, here's a Blockbuster, here's a Radio Shack, which I did like that joke. I didn't like it because he said, where can I find communications equipment? And I said out loud on accident, because I don't typically talk during movies unless I'm saying, wow, that's hot dog. I was like, Radio Shack, and then he points at the Radio Shack, and everybody laughs, and I was just like, ugh. But then again, that's not above any of these other cheese dick 80s nostalgia movies, because Radio Shack's been around forever.
Oh yeah, Radio Shack's been on. Yeah. Well, I mean, look at how heavily it featured in season 2 of Stranger Things.
I'm just a
like
girl.
They saved the world technically in that movie.
The I'm Just a Girl one. What's really funny about that one
bad. I
is that
hated that
there was actually a jukebox, and we were supposed to think that it was just playing, but it was weird. That one made me laugh. I was like, "This is stupid."
That was so bad as far as dude.
But
That was. I just went, "Oh my god!" At that point,
I was expecting a lot, and I didn't really get that much. She said Fresh Prince, which I don't.
That's.
I don't want to go into that.
That one just seemed a little too heavy-handed to me. For it was just like, why couldn't you just say you'll just be sitting here watching TV with me?
It was.
Why did you have to name the '90s show, the insanely popular '90s show? It's like
it was It was unnatural, and a child actor delivering it on top of that made it stand out. Fair enough.
You're right too. Like that, it just kind of stacks on its annoyances for me. But dude, okay, so when I walked out, fucking hated it for those reasons.
Yes.
It was just, but like as it simmered and stuff, I was like, I'm just gonna forget this fucking movie, dude. Brie Larson is not good in this movie.
No.
I feel
not gonna
like
argue.
I don't know if she was phoning it in or trying her hardest. And it was just, for me, this movie is like running down a checklist of the Marvel stuff. And like you said, it has everything in it and doesn't do any. It's a jack of all trades kind of thing. It does everything, but none of it well. And it felt like the studios they got themselves 2 indie directors, and they're gonna make them do whatever the hell they want. And it felt like the hand of the studio was just pulling them every way they wanted to go. It's just like, no, get fucking. Then she fights this guy. Then she fights this guy. You make this reference. You do this. You go here, and then the movie ends. And it's like it breezed by a lot of character development. There's no character development at all. It's just she starts off as kind of a snarky jerk, and then she's like, "Oh, I just got to pull this part off. Now I can continue to be a snarky jerk and continue to use my powers that I've used the whole movie."
Yes. So and that's she took him to a new level, but. I'm not arguing with you.
Yeah, but it's
that's not a hill I want to die on.
No. It's dude, and I don't think I'm being confrontational here. I look at Thor. I'm looking at Thor, which is the same type of movie. He gets stuck here on Earth. We get the fish out of water story. He sucks at being a person. He's awful at being a person. Then he realizes that, you make breakfast for people and everything's great.
Yes.
But he doesn't have his power set. Like he's not stripped of his power, his stuff. And he doesn't blend well with other humans. She's just a smug bitch.
Yeah,
she's incredibly unlikable in this movie, and I hate saying that.
You're absolutely right, and that's the point I wanted to get to. I was actually agreeing with you.
I know you were.
It's odd that her motivation to be heroic is because she's Kree, which she's not, and the Kree become the fake out bad guys.
They needed to define that a little bit more before we just got thrown in, like some of her brainwashing and stuff.
Her discovering herself just reminded her that she was a girl and dudes are mean to her. And she
gets knocked down. There's a realization
she gets back up, and she's got that going. She's driven. So but that is something that they do establish, is that she's always been very driven.
Yeah.
But she's kind of snarky. She steals shit.
It seemed almost like they were trying to paraphrase the Batman Begins, "Why do we fall down so we can get back up again?"
A bit.
And that's done better in that movie.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Like, this movie does so much, and all of it's been done before in better movies.
It's just, she's basically fucking Superman. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But there's no,
And there's a disconnect
She's
there.
not ideological though. The
No.
only,
You can't get behind
any of that she does have is from the Kree, who by the end of the movie we think are dicks.
See, and I think that's where you're right, where we needed to do a little bit more of an intro with her, where like we got her.
And then and you know what sucks is I probably wouldn't have liked it as much.
Oh no, I would have fucking hated it too. Yeah, no. We talked about it. If it went from A to B, we would have been like, God damn it, you know. But like, this is trying to do something different,
but
and
then
it
again,
doesn't work.
You
don't get any of her real personality. She's just a snark machine.
Yes, this falls perfectly into what I've said before, and I haven't been able to like point out exact examples. This movie is bad enough for me to not be upset, because at least there's shit for me to complain about. There's shit for me to like. There's shit for me. It's not whatever. If it had been fucking, we're going to play it as safe as possible.
Oh, this
which
is not
they did.
They played it
to a
pretty
certain
safe.
extent, but they could have gone,
But I feel like
Black Panther, but it's Captain Marvel. I would have been like, fuck this movie.
Yeah.
Again, Marvel.
Oh yeah.
Again.
Yeah. If they had done Doctor Strange again, I'd have been like, guys, come on, man. You know, it's.
But what they did is they
did a bad first Avenger.
Yeah, they sacrificed the one thing every movie got right.
A worse first
having
Avenger.
a very likable, fleshed out main character.
Yeah.
They for changing the formula of the movie, they sacrificed the one and only thing they always get right, and they got almost nothing right.
Yeah.
Which makes it interesting.
Yeah.
To talk about.
Yes, but not interesting to watch.
Not terribly interesting to watch, although I like the filmmaking on
I agree with you 100%. Like watching like when she was on the payphone and everything at the Blockbuster, I was like, dude, this looks like Falling Down.
Yeah.
You know, I kept thinking of like movies from the 90s that I enjoyed.
In the Mojave Desert, going
dude,
down the highway, I know where that is.
Yeah, I know. I was like, dude, I know exactly where that is. I've been on that road.
Yeah, exactly.
You know? That was kind of, I was like, oh, and my buddy's just like, oh, look at that, taste of home. And I was like, yeah, exactly.
Exactly. So like, I liked that shit. And Samuel L. Jackson, I thought was
Jackson's great. Coulson, terribly underused, along with Ronan the Accuser, dude. I was just like, come on, man. Yeah. And see, that was the thing. They set that whole team up, and even Ronan a bit, and then they just disappear for the whole thing. There's no real threat. Even the Skrulls aren't really that intimidating.
Here's the thing.
They really needed to go more with like the paranoia, but then they already did that. It was called Winter Soldier.
Yes. Here's the thing. Yes, they did. Yeah. Here's the thing. They know that the MCU as we know it is coming to a close, but they don't want to shut down the money train.
Oh no.
This is leading into like a Captain Marvel fucking
she's supposed to be the new spearhead.
Yeah, Guardians fucking 3 universe where they're going to focus probably more on the cosmic, I would guess.
That would be cool. They want
to make more Spider-Man.
That would be really cool. What I would like to see, honestly, was I was sitting there thinking about it while I was watching the movie because I wasn't able to focus on the movie, so I started thinking of other things. I was like, dude, they could do the Skrull War, and that would be really interesting where it's just you don't know who's a Skrull and who's not, and then you reveal that the Skrulls do suck, and they're just like, oh, we decided on a planet, it's yours, you know, and it's you know, which they did in the comic, but like I was like, but they already did that. That's fucking Winter Soldier with Hydra, and I was like, well, they killed Hydra for no reason, so now we could just bring Hydra back, you know, with the Skrulls. Anyway,
no, I know, and it's.
It's bizarre. It's bizarre because it's like
pick a side, Josh. You got to pick a side here. Listen, either enough's enough. I'm ready for this all to end.
Yeah.
Or let's keep this going forever. And I'm kind of on the side of like, let's shut it down.
Let's let it go. Yeah. Well, because I mean, like, I'm willing to see Far From Home. Because I liked Homecoming enough.
Yeah.
This one looks a little better, and I'm interested to see what they're gonna do with Mysterio. I want to know if he's going to be the fraud that he really is, because I love Mysterio because he's a terrible villain, but he's a great villain because he's a terrible villain. So I'm wondering if that's really what is it? Not Aquaman. It's Waterman, I think is his name, or Hydro or something. Hydro Man and Sandman or if they're just his illusions. Like, because I mean, the dude's a piece of shit. Like, I love
No,
Mysterio.
everybody loved Mysterio. He vanquished the foe.
Exactly.
Is that his whole thing?
Yeah,
that's
dude,
what I got.
That's what it is. Yeah, that's what it is. He wants the glory because he got fucked over.
Wow, he's like Thor and whoever mixed into one.
Because like Mysterio is like, his whole story is he's a failed special effects guy. Like, he got fucked over as a special effects guy, so he became a supervillain to show everybody he's the greatest.
He is the best.
Yeah, and he's a really cool character. I love Mysterio, so I'm excited to see what they're gonna do. With
likes
him.
that Jake Gyllenhaal as well.
Dude, Jake Gyllenhaal. Thank you. But like, am I really gonna get a Captain Marvel led Avengers with like Ant-Man and Doctor Strange and Black Panther and War Machine? And it's just I like a lot of these characters, but
unless we're wrong about her being terribly miscast and it was more of a direction and writing kind of thing.
I'm hoping it's direction and writing because like, I believe in Brie Larson. I've seen her do great.
I liked her one line in the mid-credit scene more than any of her other lines.
Yes.
If that accounts for anything.
Yeah, right.
Although
she looked intense in that part.
She really
too.
did. And well, because I'm like, I think she's seen some shit. Why has she been gone for so long?
She looks so haggard, dude.
I want to say, if the whole thing would have fucking taken place not on Earth, I would have been all game.
Dude, I honestly thought it was going to be like we were on Earth for a bit and then we left.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know we were going to hang out on Earth the whole time.
So when she puts her mask on and she's got a hair mohawk.
Because
I think it's the shit, dude.
Because at one point in the comics, she had a fucking mohawk.
Oh.
And so when she put her hair up, she had a fucking mohawk. Yeah. And it looked dope as hell. And in this, it doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, Josh. I think it's dope.
It looked really fucking cool. No, I told you that a while back where I was like, dude, it's the fucking Skrull, the Kree, and they're all flying in the formation. It looks super determined. Come to find out they're not flying, they're underwater. But
yes.
But like, dude, that was a big deal for me. Like, I love the Kree, and they did a great like modern adaptation of the Kree Centurion uniform. That was super cool. I was really hoping we'd get to see more with the Accusers, because the Accusers are fucking awesome. They're terrifying. They judge, jury, and executioner for entire planets.
So Josh,
it's incredible.
Tell me why. One last thing I think I'm going to say. I'm sure we're going to keep talking about it, but a little bit of what my mindset was that this movie's set in the 90s and it's super cheese dick. And superhero movies in the 90s were super cheese dick.
See, that's what I said to my friend on the way out. I was like, if this movie came out in 1995, which I think the movie's supposed to be 95, 96.
Like when did Mallrats come out?
I have no
Stan
idea.
Lee was reading his script.
I thought that was a nice
that
double callback.
You want to know what's so funny? Is they shot that well before he died, I'm sure.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And they were like, can we really have the cameo in the first movie that comes out after he died be him reading the script to Mallrats? And they're like, yes, but let's put a better tribute at the beginning of the movie.
Yeah, well, and that was a nice bit. I thought
it was nice.
But
it's
no,
just
I get
so
what you're saying.
funny.
It's
They were
super
like-
funny. I was just like, ooh. True believers.
True
believers. True believer. True
like,
believer.
really? Kevin Smith, we're going to reference him.
I was really hoping it was the line about him fucking being obsessed with superheroes genitalia.
Yeah. We can only dream.
We can only dream.
But it was good. It was good.
Yeah, no. I actually, that was honestly one of my favorite cameos.
For sure.
Really good. That one, and was it the one from Homecoming when he starts flirting with the lady across the alleyway?
Yes, yeah.
Dude, that one was really good. And then I love the Amazing Spider-Man one where he's just a librarian doing his thing, got his headphones in. There's this fight going on. It's good filmmaking.
It is good.
It's a great scene. And then Thor Ragnarok.
Obviously.
Speaking of which, I don't know if she's better at playing that kind of role or not. Fucking, because she's a horrible person in Scott Pilgrim.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Really
I just
good.
watched Scott Pilgrim.
Really great in Scott Pilgrim.
Today at work, and my coworkers didn't care for it.
Whatever. The last time I was in there watching A Wrinkle in Time. That movie sucks.
It's true. Watch Peter Rabbit today. It's a weird movie.
Is that another one where it's like, oh, I'm a normal person and all these cartoons are coming out of nowhere?
I don't know. I every time I looked, it was all animated characters, but they were all sad.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. Maybe it's just too English.
Because the only movie that's like that is Paddington 2, and it's awesome. And Paddington 1. That's what's up. I do need to see the Winnie the Pooh.
So off track, but yes.
Very off track.
Yeah, and then I'm thinking of her performance in
Did you ever
21 Jump Street, and I'm kind of like, yeah, it's more.
She's subtle in that
She's
movie.
I don't
She's
know.
she's not carrying it with her comedy. So she has time to just kind of be snarky in that. And this, like, she can carry a fucking movie. I saw Room. It was great. I don't know if they should have played her a little more straight-laced like they do Chris Evans with Cap.
Probably.
Where he's kind of the butt of the joke most of the time, but then his joke is that he's out of touch, and that they do it well.
Yeah,
they should have. But then, like, you've got the thing where it's really another out of touch character.
I struggle with giving Cap too much fucking credit here. He's had a lot of movies to properly have this done.
I'm going off.
First
I'm
one,
going
it's
off
just
of
like,
First Avenger.
He's weak, but he wants to help, and now he's got a good heart.
Well, I'm just
And I was
going
like,
with
she's a girl and she wants to help, but does she? Because I think she just wants to fly planes.
right.
Every line is like, "Where's your head at?" It's in the clouds. Oh, I'd rather be up there.
They should have just
it's
made
never
her
her
Maverick.
sticking up for anybody,
No,
which is what she does at the
not
end.
even really herself.
Not really. No.
It's more like I'll show you, and
So
I wish that
it's
they
kind
had
of like
gone a little bit
weak-
more into
it's like
that.
weak archetype versus weak archetype, and one was done way better. But at the same time, they're both just like, he's a scrawny kid, he's got heart, and George is like, she's a girl.
Well, if
Like,
if they
alright.
if they were gonna go with that whole defiant "I'll show you" kind of thing, they should have done it a little better.
I think it was supposed to make her like look like her, like she don't need nobody.
Yeah,
Like she, not only is she physically or like not only is she more skilled, but she's also outwits them.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm like, nah, she just kind of seems kind of like a snarky bitch. And I hate to use that terminology.
Yeah, I said it earlier. I felt bad about it.
Whatever.
But that's how she comes off.
Yeah.
Like she's not a tough as nails lady. Like
Yeah.
like
They could have done
like
it
Rita
better.
in Edge of Tomorrow to bring that up again.
Yeah.
Fucking
Yeah.
Emily Blunt's character, she's a badass,
There's a
and
good
she
thing-
doesn't need anybody. And
Yeah.
like she's a great character. In this one, she's just
There's
kind of a
they should have taken some Japanese influence. Maybe they seem to know how to do it right.
oddly enough, for being such a misogynistic
Yeah.
society, they write a lot of good lady characters.
Yeah, they do. It's fucking weird. I don't know. End of the day, man, it's like,
No, we just lost our Japanese market there.
yeah, sorry.
Yeah. So much for those 100+ views.
At the end of the day, it I don't know. I read somewhere that people hate when you say that.
Really?
Um,
That's really weird.
so that's what made me do that, which is equally annoying.
Hmm.
At the end of the day, it's just so fucking not worth
Yeah.
getting upset or
Well,
excited about. That being said,
and
there
that's-
were some little girls in my screening. I'm sure you were only with male man
Dude,
children.
no, it was crazy. Mostly mailman children, weird hobo lady, and then 2 dads with 2 little boys. So, like, I mean, like my nephew's age, like 5 and 6.
Yeah.
And one of them was the greatest, and I cussed in front of one, and I felt it was fucking, I felt
felt
awful
bad.
about it. I felt it, especially because the dad he did that, bro, really,
Like, bro.
kind of look, and I was like,
Sorry.
the guy was driving me nuts. It's not my fault. No, dude. Not a lot of ladies in.
Yeah, a couple
in the
little
theater.
girls. And
It's not like when I went and saw Wonder Woman.
It.
It's not like when I saw Wonder Woman and there were just girls everywhere. Like girls came out for that movie. Not a lot. I don't know if it's across the board.
I don't
or
know.
whatnot.
My wife loves Wonder Woman and was very excited to see that, and she really did not want to see this one and thought that it was going to be bad.
Did she enjoy it?
She said she enjoyed it more than she thought, but she said it was mostly the '90s aesthetic that she liked the most.
Yeah.
So I have no idea.
Yeah. Well, dude, and it was just like the 9 Inch Nails shirt and like grunge is a good look on you, and I was
Grudge
like,
is a good look on you. No, when I saw her put that on, I was like, that's nice. But
It was
then
just- it was just
when they
funny.
brought it up, I was like, too much.
It was just funny when I saw her walk in, and I was like, I've seen that mannequin. You know, it was so funny. I've seen that fucking old ad. You know, it was super funny.
Yeah.
But
But it was calling attention to it after the fact was where it crossed the line.
I did think it was funny because it did hit that Captain America like first movie level where she steals a person's vehicle and she's our hero. But she didn't do it, but with tomfoolery.
Yes, exactly. But there's not going to be a movie a couple decades later to poke fun at that.
Yeah, there should be. That'd be real fun.
Since when did Captain America learn to hotwire a car?
France, and we're not stealing.
And not only that, Nazi Germany.
Yeah. Oh God, he says Nazi. I thought he said France.
And the thing is in the 90s Captain America, he didn't hotwire the car. His grand fucking con was, will you please pull over? I think I'm going to be sick.
I think I'm going to vomit.
Are you okay? Psych. And then he would run to the car and steal it.
It was
like in Superman 4, Josh.
Where he's never seen Superman 4.
Where he's like, psych, and then just pushes Nuclear Man into the fucking elevator. It was that bad.
Don't listen to him. He's never seen Superman 4. He watched a movie on YouTube of clips. Anyway, yeah, dude, it's just I came to the same conclusion where I was just like, dude, it's not worth it to fucking hate this movie. You're gonna forget about it real quick. It's not good. And like I said, my money is on the Russo brothers doing her better.
Yeah, it's not like it's not just because her standalone movie was like kind of whatever, bordering on bad. It's not like it's the end of that character. You know what I mean?
No. Yeah, well, and it's just like it's the thing that sucks is it's just like Patty Jenkins.
Mm-hmm.
Patty fucking Jenkins got it.
Yeah.
And she did it, and it was amazing. And fucking I don't see these guys coming back around.
In a franchise that's been historically not great. Top of that.
Terrible until Wonder Woman. And I'm glad that she's coming back.
We'll see how the second one is.
Well, it's on hold now.
What? They put out Entertainment Weekly put out those stills.
Did they really?
You don't remember? Because it showed fucking Chris Pine and he's all 80s guy.
Oh yeah, no, but I guess it's on hold now or some shit because like they're like, oh fuck, we fucked up. We have to fire everybody and bring in new people. And
I keep hearing that, but then Aquaman did good.
So Aquaman did great.
So yeah. I don't.
And like Shazam looks awesome.
Shazam looks good. I hope that it's good.
It looks like it's going to be funny, and that's why.
From the creator of Annabelle Creation doesn't put me in the fill me with confidence. I should.
It looks funny to me, so I don't know that scene where he throws a dude through the window and he comes walking out, and the trailer's like, "What's up? I'm a superhero." I think I don't know what he's doing in the movie. Like, who's his bad guy? Like they've been real hush hush about what's going on in that movie. It's just like, look how funny it is. So that's what makes me nervous is they're just like, we made it funny. You'll like how funny it is. And it's like, yeah, but what else are you doing?
That's true. But if it is funny enough, I guess that doesn't matter.
Yeah. But no, anyway, Patty Jenkins got it. She did a great job. Mm-hmm. This time around, they were touting it like it was a female director and everything. And it's not. And it's just, and she didn't.
That's what I wanted to say.
It's not like. They let Patty Jenkins do whatever, and then Zack Snyder came in at the last minute and was like, no, you got to add more red and make sure no one knows what's going on.
Somebody like his effects director came in or some shit.
Yeah, and it's, but like this all the way through, I was just like, you just got two saps that you can fucking pilot around and pop it all over the place, and it didn't matter.
Which has been their thing.
Doing.
Like, that's what Homecoming was. Like,
who's
the director of Homecoming?
I don't.
Yeah, who fucking knows? Yeah. Exactly.
Well, that's God. Scott Pilgrim.
Edgar Wright.
That's why Edgar Wright bailed.
Because he's like, all right, here's my draft. And they're like, we're going to do a draft without you. And he's like, okay, then you're going to do the movie without me.
Out. Yeah, then I'm out. Yeah. And like, thankfully, the guy that came in was like, no, I got it.
Yeah,
and
whatever.
He did a good job. First one is not as good as the second one. But
that's true.
Dude, Ant-Man and Wasp is way better than the first movie. I've watched Ant-Man and Wasp like 200 times.
So have I.
I fucking love that movie.
It's very good.
But I'm hoping that like the pattern of the Russo brothers is like, yeah, it was all right. We're gonna make it better.
Yes.
Because like he did it for Cap, and then he did it for Black Panther in reverse, and then they did it for Strange.
And yeah,
you know what I mean? Like because Black Panther's introduction is awesome. I love. He's the only character in that whole fucking movie with an arc.
Yeah, that movie is a little.
And then Strange is just strange. he's Doctor fucking Strange in the Infinity War, and I'm hoping that in this next movie,
imagine
we
if
get
Doctor Strange, the movie, does not exist. Does that take away from Doctor Strange in that movie?
Oh no, not at all. Not at all, dude. He's mystical and wondrous.
There's
and
absolutely
you don't know what the hell
nothing you need to know other than he's a fucking wizard.
Yeah, exactly, dude. Exactly, dude. And
they set it up. He's like, I'm a wizard, and he's like, you're dumb. Like they set up explaining who he is by Tony making fun of him.
The whole beginning of the movie is setting him up. Yeah,
exactly. They
and
knew nobody saw that movie.
I think they're gonna do the same. And that's the thing I was thinking about with this. I was like, they're gonna give because she's like, who the fuck are? They're like, who the hell are you? Nobody's gonna know who she is, and she's gonna be like, "I'm Captain Marvel. I'm super dope," you know. But there's gonna be like a real cool build up to her.
I was gonna say, not to mention, they don't know how this movie's gonna do.
Yeah,
and it's not gonna be out on video before. I don't see it being out on video before.
Oh no.
Endgame.
Well, what? 2 months?
We're
2 months?
We're a month and we're like 6 or 7 weeks away.
Yeah, because it's the beginning of May, right?
It's the end of April.
It's the end of April?
Yes.
I thought it was the beginning of May.
End of April.
Yeah, no, there's no... Unless they pull a Sony and they rush it.
Yeah, I don't know. Because they did it with Black Panther, too.
They did, yeah.
So, I don't... Black Panther was playing next to Infinity War.
Yeah, Black Panther was playing... Yeah. And the Wind is Far From Home start. It's later this year, right? And I'm still trying to figure out... Because they've been very back and forth about it. Yeah.
Of course they're not going to say, because if they go, oh, it's after Endgame, then we're like, okay, then Endgame, we know what's going to happen. Yeah.
I think it's after Endgame, because the whole point is going to be to reset time.
I think so too. But for my sanity and because you're wrong, it's set before. Like Ant-Man.
I'm right.
Like the Ant-Man.
I'm right.
You don't know.
I'm right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, you know what's going to happen? Captain Marvel is going to fly around the earth.
Well, we know he's at least seen Superman 1. The fraud.
That would be funny though.
That would, dude.
I will say this, after watching Captain...
You know what's funny is Infinite Crisis took from that too, where they fucking... Or Crisis on Infinite Earths, where fucking, instead of Superman flying around the earth, fucking Flash just runs real fast.
Really fast, yeah. That being said, after watching Captain Marvel and actually kind of liking the way the film looked, it cuts to them in Endgame, presumably. I don't know if that scene's going to actually be in the movie.
I think it's going to be like the Bucky bit from
yeah, I think so too, where it is actually there. Yeah.
What one was that?
It was in Civil War.
Was it Civil War?
Yeah, where they had him in the vice.
Yeah, but
what
where was
the
lead
extra
in?
Scene from?
Was it Thor 2?
Ant-Man? I don't know.
Maybe Ant-Man? Maybe one of the Guardians?
Yeah, one of them.
Fuck, dude, that would be interesting to try to compile where all the fucking...
Yeah, shit. At this point, for sure. Remember the one setting up fucking Age of Ultron? Yeah, so here's the thing. We got into like actual kind of arguments about Homecoming, and then like one time we got in a little spat about Age of Ultron, even though I hate that movie along with you.
Oh yeah, well you asked me to explain myself, and I thought you were being an asshole, and I was like, nah, fuck it, it's the greatest movie ever.
And I'm like, this movie, I'm glad that you kind of came down and I've actually came down.
Dude,
and we're both like, this isn't even worth arguing
dude,
over.
We're
on the same page.
Well, like
here.
I said before we started recording, I was just like, I cannot wait. And you were just like, you don't even know what I'm going to fucking say. Like, you laughed. And I was just like, okay.
Yeah.
I was like, typically when I don't like a movie, you think it's great. And then you started and you're like, this movie's whatever. And I was like, all right, cool.
Yeah, we're on the same page.
Yeah.
I think there's just our level of enjoyment's different.
Yeah.
But I think objectively, we kind of think about it the same.
Yeah, well, when it's all summed up, it's like, who gives a shit? But like, and that's the thing that bothers me about it is like, I don't give a shit, and I wanted.
It's too bad.
Yeah,
indeed.
I really wanted to like this fucking movie, dude, and it's just like,
I mean, yeah, you can listen back to last episode where we both are kind of like, we actually don't know a whole lot about it, and we're hoping to enjoy it.
Yeah, it's.
I enjoyed myself because guess what? I didn't have any dickheads in my theater. I leaned back in my chair. I was like, it's kind of late. I'm a little hungover, like feeling good, eating my popcorn. There's pictures on the screen. They're not bad. It did that. It was an enjoyable Sunday evening.
I think the action was one thing that really drove me nuts too, because like again, coming off of movies that have like done the action sequences very well, and then you watch that, and I was just like, this is so choppy and so bad, and they're
oh.
boring. They're boring.
Yes. Well, that's the thing is, okay, now I get where you're coming from. They're run of the mill. So that's, I get to you, that's boring. It's better than being too ambitious and fucking it up.
Oh,
so
no. I agree with you.
Ryan Coogler was like, hey, you remember Creed? I'm going to do that. But it's superhero movie.
With a CGI waterfall.
And it's CGI and it looks bad and it's all one
terrible,
shot, but it's clearly cut in a bunch of places. And I was like, this is shitty. This one, it was just like, we're playing it safe and these are typical quick action cuts. And you're right, it's boring.
It just, but
at least it wasn't bad.
Oh, no. It wasn't bad. It was just like, God, this is dull. Because it was just like, it was hard to follow the scenes. It was very Transformers-esque, where I'm like, I don't really, well, okay, we're here now. Okay, well, oh, she just got punched in the face. You know, it's.
You're right. It wasn't great. It just didn't stand out to me, which is bad in and of itself.
Yeah, and that's what I'm trying to say, where I was just like,
when you're bringing it up, I'm trying to even remember what fight scenes there were. I was like, okay, there was the one in the ship. There was the one in the other ship,
and it's not just
some
her.
Guys in that hall.
See, I saw some
and
people.
I'm like, shit, this movie, fuck. I don't even remember. I just saw it the other day.
Yeah. Well, that's the problem. I'm just like, it's just, I think about like Infinity War or Winter Soldier, which has the best fight scenes in any of them. I think about Ant-Man and Wasp. That car chase and the fight with Ghost is amazing, where they're shrinking and growing and shrinking and they're rolling over each other's shoulders and stuff. Like Ant-Man and Wasp have a beautiful fight scene.
It's unclear what this movie was trying to accomplish.
Just to establish what her and explain why she's there.
Yeah, what was going to be its like thing to be remembered for.
It just seems like they were like, oh, we got to make a lady movie. Okay, we're going to make a lady movie.
I mean, to be fair, yeah, they really kind of did. It's like, it's been 10 years, guys. Let's get a fucking female-led movie.
The thing that bothers me the most is like, it feels like they're shoehorning her in. And like we were talking about in the last episode, they're trying to make her more important than she is, when like you could have done it with a lot of other Marvel characters that are better. And aren't as controversial.
Depending on her importance and her role in Endgame, it's going to be hard not to be somewhat mad at her. Like, bitch, you've been gone for this long and you think you have a fucking stake in all this? It's good that they set it up that they fucking called her, because I'm like, if she just showed up, it would be so annoying.
If you want a nerd theory on why this is happening the way it's happening, I have one. Because Strange takes Adam Warlock's place in Infinity War. Because Adam Warlock is the one who was like, oh, space magic, I'm a space Jesus. And he fucking fixes everything and everything's great. And then Silver Surfer was also instrumental in that story. And I think she's going to be taking the place of Silver Surfer. Because they haven't established him yet. We haven't done anything with him yet. I was blown away that we actually got the Skrulls in this movie. Because that's Fantastic Four property. And this movie was made before that deal was conducted and everything like that.
It still hasn't gone through.
It still hasn't gone through. Yeah, as far as I know, it hasn't gone all the way through. But I was blown away.
But they've played nice in the past.
Yeah. Well, I think because like, you know, because their Fantastic Four is Sony. Is it Sony or Fox?
I thought it was also Fox.
I thought it was also Sony.
I don't know.
Anyway,
who cares? They're never gonna make another one.
It doesn't fucking matter now. Yeah. I was surprised that like we got real Skrulls in here, because like that was why the Chitauri were in the first Avengers movie. That was supposed to be the Skrulls. The Skrulls attacked. It wasn't Chitauri. It was the Skrulls. And it was like, wow, okay, I guess we're just never going to get this. So there's always a replacement they have in place. Like they want to do the X-Men. So we tried to do the Inhumans and nobody bought that because they fucked up the Inhumans.
Yeah, and I don't want to be that guy who, like, after the Avengers happened, they started making more Phase 2 shit. It was like, why don't they just call the Avengers? And it's like, that's fucking stupid.
That's really dumb.
So it's like, I understand nothing counted as a real emergency to call her for whatever, why she's gone all this time. It doesn't matter. I'm just glad that they're pointing out that, like, they found that pager and they're like, we have nothing to go on. Let's find out what this is.
The only thing,
because if she just showed up, I'd be like, ugh, this bitch thinks she can show up.
They've
been in here in the trenches. You're out there fucking around in space.
The only thing that I'm like, why didn't you call her? It's like, why didn't you call her earlier? Like, it's like, but then that goes to the whole,
they
like,
didn't show Fury the whole time. He may have not known what was going on.
That's where I was going. Yeah. That's exactly where I was like, we don't know where Shield is, but like
Yeah.
it's still there, but it's not there, and Fury still does stuff, but he doesn't do stuff, and him and Maria are together still, but they not together. Like, what's going? I mean,
Because
businessly.
it was like they're here, Hulk or fucking Hulk, whatever. Hulk tells him, and because I'm like I can't think of his name right now. Bruce tells him,
Yeah.
and then it's like, and now it's all happening, and it seemed like it was very in quick succession.
It's just but like the big fucking space donut comes down, and like you think Fury would have been like,
It's only the second. It's
Marvel.
only the second alien invasion because the Chitauri came in and she's like, "Nah, it's cool
Yeah,
because I got the Avengers."
yeah.
Even
At this
though
time,
even though she like took out a whole Kree like war party.
fleet. Yeah. I don't know, dude. I don't know.
It's not worth thinking about.
But
It's
dude,
dumb.
that's comic book logic where you're just like comic books because nothing makes sense,
Yeah.
but it all adds up. Yeah, I don't know. It's super funny, but anyway, I can't recommend the movie really, but I can't not recommend it. Give it a rent.
Yeah, I mean, it's not
Gonna
gonna
do it if you want a recommendation.
Yeah, it's not gonna.
You're not missing anything by not watching it.
And you're not wasting your evening watching it either.
No.
It's not a fucking it's not a Assassin's Creed or
Joe Dirt 2.
Joe Dirt 2
Suicide.
or Suicide Squad.
It's a little Suicide Squad.
I didn't hate Suicide Squad though.
I
really.
fucking did, dude.
I
Suicide. Well, I
It's
hated
bad
it.
enough to like.
I hated it, but I loved it because it was so awful.
Yeah.
But like, I think more. It was just like, come on, guys, get your shit together.
I'll put it this way. I would rather watch fucking Captain Marvel than have to watch like, I don't know, Rampage
I would rather watch Captain Marvel
or Skyscraper.
Let's do this. I would rather watch Captain
Captain
Marvel
Marvel, yeah.
than Batman versus Superman.
Yeah.
Movie's fucking terrible. I would rather watch Captain Marvel than Man of Steel.
Man of Steel, for sure. Yeah. So there you are. I think we'll
I would rather watch Captain Marvel than Rampage
I think we'll leave it at that.
or Godzilla.
Well, but Rampage has what do we got?
What do we got? That was the only part that we enjoyed. The rest, I fell asleep
It
at
was
one point in that
bad.
movie.
I like Skyscraper held my attention.
Really? Skyscraper bored the shit out of me too. We saw 2 Dwayne the Rock Johnson movies, and
In
although
one
he's
night.
very good, the rest of the movies are not worth paying attention to. Oh, dude, tell me we're on for Hobbs and Shaw.
Oh, absolutely. Why
Bums
not?
it. That
Come
movie,
on.
That movie looks so
Come
dumb.
on, we've been on a roll ever since fucking Fast 5.
Was it
We've
Fast
been
5?
watching all. We watched Fast 5. I like downloaded it illegally, and I was like, ooh, and I was like at my 1-bedroom apartment, and I was like, bro, I think we should watch Fast 5.
Yeah.
You're
And
like,
it
that
was
sounds like a bad
amazing.
idea. And I was like, dude, let's just do it. You're like, I saw Fast and
Dude,
Furious.
that was back when we were trying to record while we were watching stuff because there was no fucking regulation on Twitch.
There
or
was not a
whatever.
whole lot about that. Yeah, so there are like straight reactions to that.
Yeah.
Anyway, and we're like, wow, this movie was like legitimately good. 6 took itself way too seriously. 7, we laughed our asses off, and then we saw Fate of the Furious,
And it may be my
and we
favorite
did
one.
a episode on it, and it is so good. So yeah, we're not going to stop that train from rolling.
No, Hobbs and Shaw looks amazing. It just looks so stupid.
Yeah, really bad.
It looks so stupid. But like they embrace the stupid and they go with it. It's so good. It's
Yeah.
so fun.
We'll see how it is. And they're just not really making action movies like that outside of Skyscraper and shit. So it's
Yeah.
like,
and
this-
Skyscraper's really bad.
yeah, and this one, since they have like Jason Statham and they're staying within, as dumb as this sounds, the universe of Fast and the Furious, I think it should be all right.
Well, dude, he's describing Idris Elba, the villain of the film, is describing himself as a superhero.
He's like, hey, I'm a superhero and I'm a bad guy.
He's like, but I'm a bad guy. He's like bulletproof and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like, so like, have my theories and like Ryan's theories have been correct? Like they are in fact the Justice League of this world.
Dude.
And now we're getting what? Deathstroke? Or fucking the Taskmaster?
Watching-
or fucking Crossbones?
Fast and
Sentinel, you know?
Fast and Furious
Sentry, not
6
Sentinel.
is so stupid.
Paladin.
When he jumps off of his car and catches her off of a tank and crashes into another car.
Yeah.
And then in the very next one, they jump a car from skyscraper to skyscraper. But
He diverts a
whatever.
torpedo with his foot. That's not how that works.
You know, I don't. We're on. We're on. Just saying that.
It looks awesome.
Throwing it out there.
It looks awesome.
I do want to talk briefly
Oh yeah, we saw the other movie.
about another movie, that I just didn't go and see because everybody said it was really bad,
And you hated the first one?
and and it's a sequel, and I hated the first one with
First
a
one's
passion.
really fucking bad.
Hated it, ruined a whole franchise for me. It didn't. Just trying
And this kind of carries with our theme that we kind of touched on in the last episode, where people blow things out of proportion. We talked a little bit about it here with Captain Marvel and stuff,
Mhm.
and just tempering your expectations and not being a piece of shit.
Yeah, exactly. Like Captain Marvel is a corporate product that, despite
purpose.
claiming that it even has some sort of a bigger message, kind of doesn't. And it's not worth hating, and it's not even worth loving. Or if you love it, fine. But it's not worth getting mad at people over.
Oh no, it's not worth like months and months of fucking videos dedicated to how much you hate this
and
movie
or
that you
hate the
haven't
people
seen.
who hate it, and because you love it and you haven't seen it.
Or they- the-
what do
the-
they want? It doesn't
Or
matter.
like I was saying the other day with Star Wars and stuff, how people, how people can't seem to wait to get mad, and that's what happened with this film. And Ryan, what was this film?
It was Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it quite a bit.
I actually was I was engaged.
It's very flawed.
It's I don't even want to say it's stupid. It's not stupid. It's fucking too much. There's too much going on.
Yeah, well, and it has some serious pacing issues.
And stemming from being way too ambitious with what it's trying to cover
with its
in one
content.
movie.
Yeah. It's almost like they were like, well, the first one was real bad, and we don't know how long this ship's going to sail, so we should throw it all into one
Exactly.
movie.
The first one was setting up a series of movies,
You didn't need the first one.
and it was bad. And then they were like, well, the first one was bad, but we're setting up all these movies, but we might only be able to do one more, so let's do every movie in this movie.
Yeah.
Too much. But what it did do, I was like, these are interesting ideas.
I thought Grindelwald was very intimidating.
Good
as a villain.
performances.
Very cool.
A villain.
I like Magic Hitler.
a villain who
He's a
wasn't comical. Like,
I
because
was-
Voldemort was like very sinister.
well, yeah. Voldemort was better when you didn't see him.
Mm-hmm.
When he showed up, I was like,
Yeah, except for the very first one where he's got all those people there. And,
oh yeah,
and Nagini, who we find the backstory of, which is
yeah, because
completely
everybody wanted the
unnecessary.
backstory of Nagini.
And Nagini eats that girl after he kills her, and like that, he was sinister there. And then
Oh, yeah.
every bit after that.
That was Goblet
part
of Fire,
one.
right?
No, that was part one.
Was it part
of the
one?
last.
Because I thought he was fucking spooky as shit in Goblet of Fire.
Yes.
But then like
'Cause
the
that's when he
last
first came back.
Yeah, and the
Yeah.
first because I was like,
And then in the
"Fuck,
next
dude."
one, he wasn't really in it,
Yeah.
and it was Snape. Snape kills Dumbledore. So Snape killing Dumbledore was the big thing.
Because our audience has never seen
never
Harry,
seen Harry Potter.
Yeah, the like 6 people that listen to us regularly have never seen Harry Potter.
So and then he was a little bit more comical because he's just like,
No.
I want to be powerful and I'm evil cause.
Yeah, he was evil for evil's sake. And I like that. I like
And
Grindelwald's.
Grindelwald was actually in part one of the Deathly Hollows. He goes to the cell that he's in basically, and he's like, "Where's the wand, bitch?" And he's like, "You know I don't got it." He's like, "Fucking Dumbledore took it." And then he goes and he gets it out of the grave.
I don't remember that part.
Yeah,
I have to watch.
Yeah,
That's
he
the first half.
Yeah, he goes to see Grindelwald. Yeah, my favorite Harry Potter movie.
Dude, it's fucking great.
which everybody
movie.
says is the one that you don't watch, that you just skip.
Are you kidding me?
Well, it doesn't have a ridiculous fight. Well, Hogwarts isn't in it, so
No.
people hate it.
Dude, that movie has the most character development in any Harry Potter movie ever made. That movie has some of the most tragically sad moments.
It's just a bummer.
That
of a
movie
film.
breaks
I
your
love
heart.
it.
It's
Yeah.
a great movie. Yeah. That movie made me super sad, and I cried for hours. I love it.
It's
Yeah.
a bummer of a movie,
Dude, I was 5 minutes. You insisted that I watch that one, and I put it on because you
I've
lent it
bitched-
to me.
Yeah, I've bitched and complained about Harry Potter to you in the past, but
Yeah.
you kind of watched them in passing. That was the first one that I was like, just watch it.
Yeah, well, I will. I've kind of been a fan by tangentially.
Mhm.
Like I'm not really into the whole Harry Potter thing. You grew up reading all the books and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
I'm like
And
that
then-
age group.
Yeah. And then but I watched the movies. I didn't like most of them until Goblet of Fire. I thought Goblet of Fire was pretty good.
Yep.
And then
The one
Half-Blood
Alfonso
Prince.
Cuarón did was good too.
Was that Half-Blood Prince?
That was no, I hate Half-Blood Prince.
I was gonna say because I fucking hated
it's
the
my
Half-Blood
favorite.
Prince.
It's my favorite book, and the movie's garbage.
Well, and I've heard that like that's the way it is with most fans. Like they think that movie's awful, but the book's like the best.
Yeah, the book is the best.
Because I guess they didn't develop Snape enough.
They didn't develop Snape. They didn't develop Dumbledore. You learn more about how he's kind of a flawed dickhead.
Yeah. Well, and
Through
then-
that book,
well, and like
and
I
the beginning of the next one.
to get back to Crimes of Grindelwald, that's what I liked about this movie was Dumbledore is a smug asshole.
Yeah, he's kind of a dick, and
He's
and
an
you
asshole.
learn and you learn about like the dumb decisions he makes. Like
Yeah.
straight up, he doesn't make good decisions.
No.
He's very powerful and he's kind of a dummy.
I feel like he makes a lot of good decisions just at the expense of everyone around
other
him.
people,
He's just like,
yeah.
no, the ends justifies the means.
Yeah.
Justifies the means.
Yeah.
And he's just like, yeah, no, fuck you. Yeah.
They hit
Everybody's bait to me.
and this is like a really dumb thing to like, but I'm glad that they like very heavily hinted at the romantic relationship between him and Grindelwald.
Yeah. No, I thought that was really cool. Like, I mean, it's right there spelled out. Like,
Yep.
fucking the way those two actors they got playing younger versions of them, they don't say anything, but you can see it. Like,
Oh
it's
yeah.
there.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
and I thought that was a lot of good show don't tell.
Because she says a lot of dumb when I say she, J.K. Rowling, she says a lot of dumb shit now that time has passed about things that don't matter, like, oh, before they had plumbing in Hogwarts, they just shit on the floor and made it go away with magic. I'm not making that up. That's not an example. Or that is an example, a real one. I'm not just
but I
making
just made
it up.
Yeah.
So she says shit like that, and people are like, "Well, calm the fuck down
Yeah,
with this
no, I saw
Pottermore
another
shit."
crazy
But that
one,
was
and I
very
can't think of it,
early
yeah.
on, like very, very early on, that she was like, "Yeah, Dumbledore's like super gay," and I'm like, and I'm
Bro's
like,
so queer.
and it's like, but who really cares? And I'm like, we don't. But now that we're exploring his past, it really does matter because him
yeah.
and Grindelwald, it's the coolest shit. I've always wanted to know about it. They brought it up in the very first Harry Potter book.
Okay.
Harry brings up that Dumbledore is the one who defeated Grindelwald. He was like the dark wizard to beat at that time. It's like, well,
dude,
Voldemort's all the rage now.
Like you were saying earlier about him versus the Voldemort type, like fucking Grindelwald's sinister, dude. Like I said, and I called him Magic Hitler, and that's what he is. He's Wizard Hitler. He's fucking.
He gave no
very,
he
very,
gave
very evil.
No shits. Fucking
I like
a bunch of people busted in when oh god. Sorry. When Dumbledore,
you let me do it earlier.
I
so
know,
go ahead.
but I don't like to associate with these people. When Dumbledore and Voldemort were fighting, like people busted in, and Voldemort was like, "I'm fucking out of here." Grindelwald is having a public speech, surrounded by Aurors and people coming in to bust him.
Oh, yeah.
and he's just like, "Yeah, fuck you guys."
Did not give a
try
shit.
some shit. Route like basically incites a riot.
Yeah.
And then is like, I told you they were the assholes. And then fucking like, everybody scatter. And then he stays, and they're like, we're gonna take you down. He's like, I'd like to see you try, and kills like every single one of them.
Yeah.
And you're like, damn,
Yeah.
this guy's insane.
Yeah. No, dude. I like
He's like, and
I liked
it's
it.
too bad it's Johnny Depp because he sucks.
Yeah.
But,
yeah.
The character on every level you can imagine.
You know who I would have liked seeing as Mark Strong? I think Mark Strong would have been very good.
Mark Strong.
I think Mark Strong would have been great. Or Jason, I think his name Jason Isaacs. Oh no, but he played Malfoy's dad. Can't do
Oh
that.
yeah, good point. I was like, oh, Jason Isaacs.
I think that's his name. But
yeah, I'd have to think of the age range, but I
you know who would have been awesome as it? Fucking Jeremy Irons.
yeah, of course.
Yeah, you want a good fucking you want a good fucking British bad guy. You either get fucking the guy who played Snape, or you get fucking Jeremy Irons.
Yeah, done.
Super sinister, very scary.
But yeah, no, everybody you just talked about, and to be fair, they literally were like, all right, there's so much going on in this movie. We're going to have a scene where 2 to 3 people explain what's happening.
There's a big exposition scene in like the smack middle of the movie.
and
The whole movie grinds to a halt
and
at that point.
And some of the big reveals are so convoluted
Yeah.
that to try to spoil the movie, it would be hard to explain exactly what's happening.
Remember Credence?
Okay, so Credence from the first one, he's alive still. And we're like, who is he? Is he a Lestrange? Well, he might be, but he's not because there's a baby. And you're like, oh, God.
There was a baby, but then there was another baby and a sister who was mad but wasn't really that mad. And they
Yeah.
grabbed another baby and swapped it with the other baby. And
You
then
know
there was
who
a
that baby was?
Britney
Dumbledore.
Spears.
Yeah.
Oh.
But not that Dumbledore. So
Yeah, right. Oh, I said Britney Spears.
Yeah, I know.
I thought we were
'Cause
doing
that's
a
the
thing.
joke.
I thought we were doing it.
You know who that was? Steve Jobs.
Steve Einstein's.
So all of that is pretty bad, but overall, I'm like, hey, they're going for it. This shit is like
Well, there's a lot of cool world
political
building that goes
landscape
on.
shit
Yeah.
and world building and
like
like
all the crap that they tried to do.
everybody
in the first
always
one.
talked about how shit was bad and crazy. And,
I actually liked.
and the heyday and blah 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 blah, and it's like, and now we're seeing it.
yeah.
Like shit's pretty bad, and
Yeah.
it's like we lived through the whole Voldemort thing, but it was through the eyes of children,
Yeah.
which is fine.
Yeah.
And this is like
An
through the
adult.
eyes of adults
Yeah.
when shit's going real bad.
I feel like it's for the adults that it was supposed to be aimed at the adults that enjoyed Harry Potter, the kids that
Through all
enjoyed
these
Harry
years,
Potter.
yeah.
And now, they're looking for more adult stuff.
and they're like, let's look at the Harry Potter, the big
Well,
threat
like-
before
like-
the Voldemort Harry Potter story.
Well, like old
Like what
Grandpa,
Dumbledore
like
dealt
old
with.
Grandpappy
War
Lestrange.
stories, yeah.
Continue. I love the Lestrange family. Like what I know about Harry Potter, I love the Black family and I love the Lestrange family. Is it the Black family?
Yes.
Yeah.
Cousins.
The two of them fucking fascinate me. And it's
well,
dude,
no, that's
and
what's
old
really cool.
Grandpappy Lestrange, fucking raped two women pretty much.
Yeah.
Forced them to do what he wanted them to, and then they disappeared by some means.
Yeah.
One of them died during childbirth, but the other one just isn't around.
Isn't
anymore.
around. We don't talk about it.
Yeah, and I'm just like, dude, fuck the Lestrange family.
No,
dude.
for sure.
They're so fascinating to me. They're that typical
there's an
like,
aspect of-
crazy wizard family, and I
Harry,
love it.
In Harry Potter, there's an aspect of that, like Malfoy, like we're the Malfoys.
Yeah.
And whatever. There's a bit of that, but it's kind of like, oh, why don't you fuck off?
Yeah.
Everybody's like, oh, yeah. Oh, my father will hear about this.
They always
And it's
seem-
like, who cares?
Yeah,
kid?
they always.
But in this one, it's like, nah, dude, there are like prestigious houses. Like, it's a different kind of social
and that's what I'm
structure.
saying. That's why
Yeah.
I like the nobility angle of this, where it's like, no, nobles fucking suck, dude. Like purebloods are pieces of shit.
Yeah.
Like I like that because the Malfoys always seem like they wanted to be seen as the Lestranges, and the Lestranges are actually fucked up people.
Yeah.
And I think that's fascinating to me. I think it's great. It reminds me a lot of like old world, like real life stuff, like the Bathroy, like the Bathroy. I can't remember Elizabeth Bathroy. I can't remember her name. She used to fucking invite young women from her village that she ruled over to her home, and would murder them and bathe in their blood and shit like that because she thought it kept her young, and that's
Yeah.
where you get the Bathroy vampire connection and stuff. It's or like a Bram Stoker's kind of thing. Bram Stoker, you get Dracula and stuff,
Yeah.
and it reminds me a lot of that horror aspect of this nobility that's like fucking secretly demonic and super evil, and I think that's great.
Yeah. So,
And I'm getting that with these. That's
oh,
the
yeah,
vibe I
yeah.
get off of these. Where I'm like, no, this is Dark Lord shit. This is awesome. And
absolutely.
I
I think even outside of the like dark arts shit going on, there's some weird, strange shit going
magic
down.
seems very odd,
Yeah.
and it's very cool. Like I love Newt.
going back
I
to
think
its
Newt is
medieval
really.
type
I'm
shit.
really liking Newt in this one. I thought he was great.
They changed his character almost, and it was for the better, I think.
Yeah, he seems a little more timid, a little more not timid, closed off.
Yeah.
He doesn't. The rest of the world doesn't make sense to him. His animals make sense to
Mm-hmm.
him, and I think that's great.
yeah.
I think it's dude. No, I feel like they've fixed a lot of shit from the first movie this time.
I agree. I really liked it. It's hard to like really pick. There's something to be said that it's way too complex
There's some technical issues,
and
yeah.
it's paced oddly and whatever, but just overall, it's like a nice kind of like if you like Harry Potter lore, I guess, like it's a good watch. It's fine. it ends the same way, where it's like more interesting stuff to follow.
It
And
makes me think of a lot of the old Republic lore for Star Wars,
yeah.
where you're getting into like Revan and Malak and all that
it
stuff.
really
Kel
is,
Dorma
yeah.
and all that whatnot. Yeah, dude, I was just like, dude, this is really fucking cool. This is some dark shit. And that's what I was talking about with the Lestranges, where it's like they talked about how
very good comparison.
Thank you.
Where it's like Harry Potter is obviously the Star Wars, trilogy or whatever it's become at this point. And fucking these movies, even though like in time,
and I'm talking about the ancient old
Yeah,
Republic,
no.
not prequel role.
Yes,
Republic,
exactly.
yeah.
No, exactly. And that's what I was gonna say. Time wise, it doesn't like sync up.
Yeah, it doesn't correlate.
But it feels Old Republic, where it's like they're exploring way down like how shit used to be, and it was more space magic.
Yeah. It's
whatever,
it's fascinating to me. I think it's great, dude. And that's what I like. I like that Grindelwald is actually an intimidated. I'm intimidated by Grindelwald. I like what he did. I mean, I love that Grindelwald. He's got the right idea, that guy.
Yeah.
No, it's he's a good bad guy. I think he's great.
Yeah.
I think he's really well written. I honestly wonder if these would have benefited better as books than they do as movies.
Yeah, yeah. Because she's not a good screenwriter.
No.
So if she had taken the time,
I don't think. I'm saying I don't think people would have been as harsh on their failings. If
Yeah,
they had
probably.
been books.
Yeah. If there was supplementary shit, you know what I mean, like to go off of. Yeah, people would have been less harsh, I think. Although early on, people were pretty rough on the Harry Potter movies.
Yeah. Well, I was going to ask you too. Are we going to see possibly Dumbledore's other brother?
I hope so.
Because you were talking about that the other day. Because that was like the big deal between him and Grindelwald.
Yeah, Aberforth. So we talked about the spoiler, but I don't even feel like explaining it.
Dude, it's so complicated. Don't worry about it.
Aberforth was a very big deal in Deathly Hallows.
Yeah.
And they, in the movie, it was just kind of like, I'm here. I'm Aberforth. My brother was a dick. Bye.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh man, what's his deal? And it's like between Half-Blood Prince and that book, you really got an understanding of their relationship and their whole family dynamic. They really, really need to do that. That's the whole next one needs to be about Dumbledore.
And I feel like that's why he was here in this movie.
Yeah, and it's like, but then what do you do with Newt? I don't know. Ditch him? I don't fucking know.
Maybe you do like a Obi-Wan.
But then again,
Luke
they walk away
situation.
together. They're gonna work together to figure this out.
Yeah, they left everybody else standing on that bridge. Like, so do we just hang out?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right, bye.
The weird problems we're talking about. But like, dude, and also Jude Law.
Oh yeah, great.
Honestly, 2 Jude Law performances in one day.
True.
Dude, and in both, he's excellent.
Yeah.
I thought Jude Law was great in Captain Marvel. I thought he was great I thought he was excellent as Dumbledore. He's doing what Jude Law does great, playing dickheads, like arrogant, smug, that upper class posh British guy that he does so well. Like, he reminds me a lot of his character in Gattaca, where he's just like, yeah, I'm crippled, but I'm still better than you. And it's
it begs the question, Josh. At what point did Dumbledore go, these sharp 3-piece suits, they're nice, but I'm thinking flowing robes.
I need to start wearing, dude, it's just when you start growing the beard, you start growing that beard out more, you're just like, what would look good with this? A nice gray robe.
Yeah. Everybody gets
really
old,
complete the whole ensemble. I don't want to get dressed
it's
anymore. I don't want to get dressed anymore.
It's the early 40s. We're looking at the 90s by the time we see Harry Potter. He's got time to be like, I'm tired of wearing suits, man.
Dude, I don't want to be wearing clothes anymore. I don't want to get dressed in the morning. I'm not even teaching a class. I just want to roll out of bed, walk around, and be cryptic.
Yeah. But no, you're right. He's very good.
Yeah.
Fucking A.
Dude,
movies, am I right?
Dude, I struggle with that as a 36-year-old man, where I'm just like, I don't want to put pants on. I'm putting on sweatpants, and that's it for the day.
It's plenty of, if I didn't have to even look somewhat acceptable to go to work.
Oh, for the rest of the
day. To go to work? Sure. Sweatpants.
Of course.
Who cares?
Sweatpants.
Yeah, if I'm the headmaster, robe.
Judge me. Go right ahead. You're
Yeah,
expelled.
expelled. Boom. You're expelled. Done.
An expellation at Hogwarts is serious business.
It very much is.
Is it really?
Yeah. You
I
can't
don't-
practice magic
I didn't know that.
until later or something. I don't know. Hagrid can't practice magic. It's all very confusing. But he does anyway.
Yeah, I was gonna say, doesn't he use that to talk to the animals?
Anyway, you can find us on all major podcasting apps, including Stitcher, iTunes, Google Play. Although I don't know if it's still Google Play or if it's Google Podcasts or what the fuck.
Yeah, because didn't they take down Google Play and Google Hangouts and everything?
Google Play is like the Play Store, but I think it's on Google Music, but it's the Google Music podcast tab. But you used to be able to get Google Music through Google Play.
I shouldn't have asked.
Shouldn't
I'm
have asked.
Already confused.
But you can find us on SoundCloud. We're Mighty Fish Productions there. Find us on YouTube at Mighty Fish Productions. We are at Mighty Fish Pod on Twitter. You can find us on twitch.tv/Mighty Fish Productions. That is where you will find us put up nothing. So, thank you very much for listening. Check the YouTube, but the SoundCloud, the podcast, that's where you can always find us for the most part. The YouTube, we should have some other shit up there soon enough. You can always watch our first episode of Classic Catch Up. You can check out Let's Get Cookin'. That's a classic.
old
Mighty Fish
school.
Productions.
Vintage.
Vintage. You can email us at mightyfishpodcast@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you. Any feedback. Except unless it's negative, then don't bother.
If you're mean, I'm going to be real sad.
But thank you very much for listening. This has been a great time. My name is Ryan,
I'm still
and
Josh.
we will catch you next time.
Bye.
Goodbye.